Hello, everyone. Welcome to English Mastery Hub. I'm Logan, and today we're going to talk about something very important: how to speak English effortlessly in 2025. Many people want to speak English fluently, but they feel nervous, make mistakes, or don't know where to start. I understand because I have been there too. But here's the good news: speaking English effortlessly is possible. You don't need to be perfect, and you don't need to memorize thousands of words. You just need the right plan and daily practice. In today's lesson, I will share a simple and effective plan to help you speak English naturally and confidently. If you're ready to take your English to the next level, stay with me until the end. Let's get started. Many learners think they need to be perfect before they start speaking English. This is not true. Fluent speakers also make mistakes, but they don't stop. They keep speaking, learning, and improving. Some learners think they need to know every word before they speak, but this is not necessary. You don't need to know every word. You don't need a perfect accent. You just need confidence and practice. I once met a student who told me, "I don't speak English because I'm afraid of mistakes." I smiled and said, "Mistakes help you learn. Every mistake is a step closer to fluency." She looked surprised. She thought mistakes were bad. But I explained that every fluent speaker once made many mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. From today, stop worrying about mistakes. Speak, practice, and learn. One good way to improve confidence is to make mistakes on purpose. This may sound strange, but it works. Try speaking in English and intentionally make small mistakes. Maybe say a word incorrectly or use the wrong grammar. Then see if people still understand you. You will realize something important. People don't care about small mistakes. They can still understand you. Communication is more important than perfection. Some learners are too afraid to speak because they think people will laugh at them. But this is not true. Most people will respect you for trying. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't wait until they are perfect. They take small steps, fall, and try again. Learning English is the same. Many learners think they need to study for years before speaking. But this is not necessary. You already know enough words to communicate. Speaking is the fastest way to improve. When you first learned to ride a bicycle, did you ride perfectly on the first day? Of course not. You probably fell down a few times, but each time you fell, you learned something new. You adjusted, improved, and finally succeeded. Speaking English is the same. The more you practice, the better you get. Every mistake is a lesson. Every mistake makes you stronger. Every mistake brings you closer to fluency. You don't need to study for hours every day. Even 5 minutes of speaking practice can help you improve. There are many easy ways to practice daily. Talk to yourself and describe your day in English. Think in English and try not to translate in your head. Speak with friends, even if the conversation is simple. Record yourself and listen to your progress. Ask questions in English when shopping or traveling. Some learners focus too much on being perfect. They don't speak because they think their grammar or pronunciation is not 100% correct. But language is for communication, not perfection. When you hear someone speak your language with an accent or a small mistake, do you laugh at them? No. You still understand them and respect them for trying. The same is true for English. Native speakers don't expect you to be perfect. They just want to understand you. So don't be afraid. Just speak. Here's a small challenge for you. Find a simple English sentence. Say it out loud 5 times. Record yourself. Listen to your recording. Now, do it again tomorrow. You will see that each day you sound better and more confident. Many learners say they will never be fluent. They think they are too old to learn English or that it's too hard for them. But fluency is possible for you. There is no age limit to learning. English is not too hard. You just need practice. The most important thing is your mindset. If you believe you can do it, you will do it. Some people think they need perfect grammar before they speak. This is not true. Grammar is important, but communication is more important. Think about this. If you meet a tourist who speaks your language with small grammar mistakes, can you understand them? Yes. Now, imagine you meet another tourist who knows perfect grammar but never speaks. Who is better at communicating? The first one. Speaking is the best way to learn. The more you speak, the more confident you will feel. Here's another exercise to help you. Take a short sentence and say it in different ways. Change a word or two each time. For example, I like coffee. I really like coffee. I don't like coffee. Do you like coffee? This will help you feel comfortable with English. If you don't have someone to practice with, don't worry. You can still practice alone. Talk to yourself in English. Describe what you see. Say what you are doing. For example, I am making tea. This tea is very hot. I will drink it slowly. This simple practice will help you think in English. Thinking in English is a great way to improve fluency. Many learners translate from their native language to English in their heads. This makes speaking slow and difficult. Instead, try to think directly in English. Start with simple words. Look at a table and think, this is a table. Look outside and think, the sky is blue. These small habits will make a big difference. Mistakes are part of the learning process. Think of mistakes as steps on a ladder. Each mistake brings you higher. Every great speaker made mistakes when they started. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. The key is to keep going. Keep speaking, keep learning, keep improving. The more you speak, the more natural it will feel. If you don't know a word, don't stop. Try to explain it with other words. For example, if you don't know the word refrigerator, you can say, it is a big cold box for food. People will understand you. This is called speaking around the word. It helps you keep the conversation going. Confidence is more important than knowing every word. When you speak with confidence, people will listen to you. Even if you make mistakes, people will understand you. Many learners wait for the perfect moment to start speaking, but the best time to start is now. Start small. Say simple sentences. Ask easy questions. The more you practice, the easier it gets. Fluency does not mean speaking fast. It means speaking naturally and clearly. If you forget a word, don't panic. Take a deep breath and keep going. People will not judge you. They will be happy to help you. The most important thing is to enjoy learning. Have fun with English. Listen to songs. Watch movies. Read books. The more you enjoy learning, the faster you will improve. Surround yourself with English. Change your phone settings to English. Follow English pages on social media. Listen to English podcasts. The more English you hear, the more natural it will feel. Practice every day, even for a few minutes. Small daily practice is better than long study once a week. Be patient with yourself. Learning takes time. Every day you are improving. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own speed. Focus on your progress. Mistakes are good. Practice every day, even for a few minutes. Focus on progress, not perfection. From today, speak English with confidence. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start speaking. Listening is the first step to learning a language. Before you start speaking, you need to understand how English sounds. Just like babies listen to their parents before they start talking, you can improve your English by listening every day. One of the best ways to improve listening is by watching English videos with subtitles. When you see the words while hearing them, it helps you understand better. Start with simple videos and short clips. Over time, you will understand more. Podcasts are also a great way to practice listening. Many English podcasts are made for beginners. You can listen while walking, cooking, or relaxing. Even 10 minutes a day can help you improve. Another useful trick is to repeat sentences after native speakers. Choose a short sentence, listen to it carefully, and say it exactly the same way. This is called shadowing. It helps you with pronunciation, rhythm, and speaking fluently. A student of mine started watching one English video every day. At first, he only understood a few words, but he didn't give up. After a few months, he was able to understand full sentences. Now he listens to English without needing subtitles. If you don't understand everything, that's okay. Just keep listening. The more you listen, the more familiar the words will become. Here's a fun challenge. Find a simple English sentence and listen to it 5 times. Then try to say it without looking at the words. This will help you train your brain to remember English naturally. Learning English doesn't have to be difficult. If you enjoy the process, you will improve faster. Listen to things you like, music, movies, or short stories. The key is to make English a part of your daily life. So, make listening a habit. Even if you only have a few minutes, use that time to listen. Your brain will start recognizing words, and speaking will become easier. Keep going, and soon you will understand English effortlessly. Many learners think they need to wait for the right time to start speaking English. They believe they need to learn more words, improve their grammar, or perfect their pronunciation first. But the truth is, the best time to start speaking is now. Speaking is one of the most important skills in learning a language. The more you speak, the more comfortable and confident you will become. You don't have to wait for someone to practice with. You can start speaking English every day, even if you are alone. Many learners feel shy or afraid of making mistakes when speaking English. But mistakes are a natural part of learning. Every time you speak, you get better. Every mistake helps you improve. The more you practice, the easier it will become. Here are some simple ways to practice speaking English every day. Talk to yourself in English. Describe your day, your plans, or what you see around you. For example, when you wake up, say, "I am waking up now. I feel happy. The sun is shining." When you cook, say, "I am making breakfast. I am using eggs and bread." Read out loud from books, articles, or social media posts. Choose something simple and read it out loud. This will help you get comfortable with English sounds and improve your pronunciation. Record your voice and listen to your pronunciation. Choose a short text, read it, and record yourself. Then, listen to it and compare it with a native speaker. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Over time, you will improve. Have imaginary conversations. Pretend you are talking to a friend or ordering food in a restaurant. For example, say, "Hello, I would like a cup of coffee, please." Imagine different situations and practice speaking. Sing along to English songs. Singing helps you learn pronunciation and rhythm. Choose a simple song, read the lyrics, and sing along. Repeat what you hear. When watching a video or listening to a podcast, pause and repeat sentences out loud. This helps you practice pronunciation and fluency. One student I know wanted to improve his speaking skills, but had no one to practice with. So, he started talking to himself in the mirror every day. At first he felt strange, but he continued. After a few weeks, he noticed a big difference. He became more confident, and his English speaking skills improved a lot. Speaking English every day, even for just 5 minutes, can make a big difference. It is better to practice a little every day than to wait for a perfect time. If you feel shy speaking in front of others, start by speaking when you are alone. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel. A great way to improve your speaking skills is by using voice journaling. Voice journaling is very simple. 1. Record a short audio diary in English every day. 2. Talk about your day, your thoughts, or your plans. 3. Listen to your recordings after a few weeks to see your progress. For example, you can say, "Today I woke up early. I had breakfast with my family. Then I went to work. It was a busy day, but I enjoyed it. Now I am learning English." Recording your voice helps you hear your mistakes and track your progress. You will notice how your pronunciation and confidence improve over time. If you have friends or family who speak English, ask them to practice with you. Even a short conversation can help. If you don't have anyone to talk to, you can join online language exchange groups. Another great way to practice is by using voice messages. Instead of texting in your native language, send voice messages in English. This will help you practice speaking naturally. Many learners are afraid of speaking because they think their grammar is not perfect. But grammar is not the most important thing in speaking. Communication is the goal. Native speakers make grammar mistakes too. The most important thing is to speak and be understood. If you are not sure what to say, start with simple sentences. You don't need complex words or grammar to communicate. For example, instead of saying, "I would like to inquire about the availability of a table at your restaurant this evening," you can simply say, "Do you have a table for tonight?" Simple English is clear and easy to understand. Start with basic sentences and improve step by step. Here's a fun way to practice. 1. Choose a topic, for example, my favorite food. 2. Speak about it for 1 minute. 3. Try again and add more details. This will help you think in English and speak more naturally. If you don't know a word while speaking, don't stop. Try to explain it in another way. For example, if you don't remember the word fridge, you can say, "the thing that keeps food cold." This is called paraphrasing. It helps you keep speaking even if you don't know every word. Here's another exercise. 1. Stand in front of a mirror. 2. Choose a topic. 3. Talk about it for 2 minutes. This will help you get used to speaking English and improve your confidence. Practicing every day is more important than practicing perfectly. Even if you speak slowly at first, don't stop. Keep going, and you will improve. If you have trouble pronouncing certain words, write them down and practice them. Say them out loud several times until they feel natural. Here are some more speaking challenges you can try. Describe a picture in English. Look at a photo and describe what you see. Tell a short story. Think of a simple story and say it out loud. Practice with tongue twisters. Try saying fun sentences like, "She sells seashells by the seashore." If you make speaking a habit, you will improve quickly. The key is to practice every day. Remember, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to communicate. One of my students used to say, "I will speak English when I feel ready." But I told her, "You will feel ready when you start speaking." She followed my advice and started speaking every day. At first, she made mistakes, but she kept going. After a few months, she became much more confident. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start speaking now. Even if you are alone, there are many ways to practice. Talking to yourself, reading out loud, recording your voice, and using voice journaling are great ways to improve. The more you speak, the easier it will become. So, speak English every day. Speak when you are alone, speak with friends, speak in front of a mirror. Just speak. Your confidence will grow, and soon, speaking English will feel natural. Learning to think in English is one of the most important steps in becoming fluent. Many learners make the mistake of translating each word from their native language to English in their minds. This slows down their ability to speak fluently. If you want to speak effortlessly, you need to train your brain to think directly in English. It's a skill that takes time and practice, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. You don't need to translate every word in your head. Instead, you can begin to associate words and phrases with objects, actions, and feelings. Over time, your brain will naturally start thinking in English. To start thinking in English, you can begin with small, simple steps. At first, it might be a little difficult, but don't worry. The key is consistency. The more you practice thinking in English each day, the easier and faster it will get. It's like learning any new habit. It may feel challenging at the beginning, but with patience, you'll improve. Here are a few ideas to help you practice thinking in English. Start with small thoughts. Start small. Begin by thinking simple thoughts in English when you wake up in the morning. For example, you can think, "Today is a good day," or "I feel excited." This simple step is a good way to begin the habit of thinking in English. It doesn't have to be complex, and you don't need to worry about making mistakes. Just focus on thinking in simple, clear sentences. Starting your day this way helps set a positive tone for the rest of your practice. It also makes it easier to continue thinking in English throughout the day. Even if you are just thinking a few simple things in English, it's a great place to start. Name objects around you. The next step is to name the objects you see around you. This is a simple way to connect English words to real-life objects. For example, when you see a chair, think, "This is a chair." When you see a tree, think, "That is a tree." Naming objects around you helps build your vocabulary and also helps your brain associate English with real-world items. As you do this, try to avoid translating. Just say the English word in your mind. It doesn't matter if you know all the details or not. The goal is to begin associating objects with their English names. This is one of the easiest and quickest ways to start thinking in English. Describe your actions. Once you're comfortable with naming objects, you can start thinking about your actions. When you're walking, think, "I am walking." If you're eating lunch, think, "I am eating lunch." When you're talking to a friend, think, I am talking to my friend. This helps you practice forming simple sentences and also gets you used to thinking in English during your everyday activities. This can be especially helpful because you don't need to stop what you're doing to practice. You can think in English while you're performing your daily tasks. It's a way to practice naturally and integrate English into your life. You can think about everything you are doing. I am cleaning, I am working, I am sitting, etc. Try to answer simple questions in English. Another good way to practice thinking in English is by asking yourself simple questions and then answering them in English. For example, ask yourself, what do I want to eat for lunch? And answer, I want a sandwich. You can also ask, where am I going today? And answer, I am going to the store. This helps you practice forming answers in English without translating. It also gets you used to asking questions in English. The more you practice this, the easier it will be to speak with others in real conversations. Think about your day. Throughout the day, try to think in English about what you are doing. For example, when you are about to go out, think, I am going to the store. When you are getting ready for bed, think, I will sleep soon. As you practice, try to think about everything you do during the day in English. At first, this might take some effort, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. By the end of the day, you will have practiced many simple thoughts and sentences. Even if you only think in English for a few minutes during the day, it will help you get closer to thinking in English naturally. Describe what you see. Another way to practice thinking in English is to describe the things around you. For example, if you see a book, think, this is a big book. If you see a cat, think, the cat is black. This is similar to naming objects, but it goes a little deeper. You don't just name the object, you describe it. For example, that car is blue. The sky is clear today. The flowers are colorful. This helps you form full sentences in your mind. Describing things in English also helps you practice thinking in more complete thoughts, which is important for becoming fluent. Imagine conversations. As you get more comfortable thinking in English, try imagining real conversations in your mind. For example, you might imagine a conversation at a store. Think of questions the store clerk might ask you, like, can I help you? Or, what would you like to buy? Then respond in your mind with something like, I would like to buy a book, please. You can also imagine talking to a friend. For example, friend, how are you? You, I'm good, thank you. Friend, what are you doing today? You, I'm going to the park. These imagined conversations will help you practice the kinds of things you will say in real conversations. They will also help you get used to speaking in English, even if no one else is around. This can be especially helpful if you don't have an English-speaking partner to practice with. Change your environment to English. Another helpful tip is to change the language settings on your phone, computer, or any device you use. By doing this, you will see English words and phrases throughout the day. When you check your phone, you will see things like send, reply, and settings. This helps you practice without even trying. It's a subtle way to expose yourself to more English every day. You can also watch videos or listen to podcasts in English. Try to understand what they are saying without translating every word. It might take time, but the more you listen, the easier it will be to understand English naturally. Try not to focus on individual words. Instead, focus on the main ideas and listen for patterns in the language. Write your thoughts. Writing can also help you improve your thinking in English. You don't need to write long essays. Just write down simple sentences. For example, I feel happy today. I had lunch with my friend. I will visit the museum tomorrow. Writing is a great way to practice forming sentences and thinking in English. It also helps you see your progress over time. When you look back at what you've written, you will see how much you've improved. Keep practicing every day. The most important thing is to practice thinking in English every day. The more you practice, the easier it will become. Set aside some time each day to focus on thinking in English. It could be as little as 5 or 10 minutes a day, but make sure you do it consistently. At first, you may feel frustrated or unsure. That's normal. The key is to keep going. Don't worry if you make mistakes or if it takes a while to get comfortable. Over time, thinking in English will become second nature. Be patient with yourself. Remember, thinking in English doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and practice. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress. Don't worry if it feels difficult at first. The more you practice, the easier it will get. And one day, you will find that you are thinking in English without even realizing it. The journey to fluency in English is a gradual process, but it is worth it. Keep practicing every day, and soon you will find that thinking in English feels as natural as thinking in your own language. Many English learners think they need big words to speak well, but this is not true. Simple words and sentences are the best way to communicate. When you use simple words, people can understand you easily. You don't need to sound like a professor. You just need to express your thoughts clearly. Look at these 2 sentences. 1. I am feeling fatigued due to an excessive workload. 2. I am very tired because I have a lot of work. The second sentence is easier to say and understand. Simple English is not bad English, it is clear and effective. When learning new words, always ask yourself, can I use this word in a real conversation? If the answer is no, focus on more useful words. A student once told me, I know many words, but I don't know how to use them. I gave her this advice. Learn words in sentences, not alone. For example, instead of just learning the word happy, learn sentences like, I am happy today. This movie makes me happy. She is always happy. Learning words in sentences helps you remember them better. It also helps you know how to use them correctly. Another great way to improve is by using common phrases. Many native speakers don't always use full sentences. Instead, they use simple, natural phrases. For example, instead of, I do not understand what you are saying, say, I don't get it. Instead of, this meal is very delicious, say, this tastes great. When you focus on simple sentences, you will feel more confident speaking. You won't have to think too much before talking. A good technique is the 3-word rule. This means you start with very simple 3-word sentences and then slowly make them longer. For example, start with, I like coffee. Then add more, I like hot coffee. Then add more details. I like hot coffee in the morning. This way, you build longer sentences step by step. It helps you practice speaking without feeling overwhelmed. Here's another example. Start with, she is kind. Then add more, she is very kind. Then add more details. She is very kind to everyone. By following this method, you will learn how to expand your sentences naturally. Another useful tip is to avoid long, complicated sentences. Look at these 2 examples. 1. The individual who is in charge of the meeting will arrive momentarily. 2. The boss will be here soon. The second sentence is much easier to say and understand. When you speak, try to keep your sentences short and clear. Here are some common, simple sentence patterns you can practice. I want to learn English. I need to go home. I like watching movies. Can you help me? Let's go to the park. These patterns will help you speak more naturally in daily life. You can also practice by changing one word at a time in a sentence. For example, check mark, I like coffee. I like tea. I like cold tea. She is happy. She is sad. She is very sad today. This is a great way to learn new words and improve your speaking skills. When you practice speaking, focus on common words and phrases that people use every day. Here are some examples. Instead of utilize, say use. Instead of commence, say start. Instead of purchase, say buy. Using simple words will make your English sound more natural. Another way to practice is by listening to native speakers and copying their simple sentences. For example, if you hear someone say, I don't know, practice saying it yourself. If you hear someone say, let's go, repeat it. By copying natural phrases, you will learn how people really speak in everyday life. It's also a good idea to write down new sentences and practice them. For example, if you learn the phrase, I am busy, try to write 5 sentences using it. I am busy today. I am busy with work. I am always busy. I am not busy now. I was busy yesterday. Writing sentences like this will help you remember new words and phrases better. Remember, simple English is good English. Speaking with simple sentences does not mean your English is weak. It means you are smart because you focus on clear communication. Many native speakers also use simple words and short sentences. You don't have to sound complicated to sound fluent. So, keep your sentences simple. Use words that you hear in real conversations. And practice speaking every day. Speaking with others is an important step in learning English. It helps you build confidence and practice what you have learned. Many learners say they don't have anyone to practice with. However, there are many ways you can find people to speak with and improve your skills. One way to practice speaking is to join groups where people speak English. These groups can be on social media or on websites where people meet to practice languages. You can find English-speaking groups on Facebook, Instagram, or other platforms. These groups have members from all over the world. You can join discussions, ask questions, and practice speaking in English. Another way is to find a language partner online. There are websites and apps where you can connect with people who want to learn your language, and in exchange, you can practice English with them. For example, platforms like HelloTalk, Tandem, or Speaky allow you to chat with people who are fluent in English. You can practice speaking with them through text, voice messages, or video calls. If you have friends or family members who speak English, ask them to practice with you. Even if they are not experts, it's still helpful. Speaking with someone you know makes it more comfortable, and you will have a chance to practice in a relaxed environment. You can start by having simple conversations. Ask them about their day or talk about a topic you both enjoy. When you practice speaking with others, you will start to feel more confident. It can be hard at first, but the more you speak, the easier it becomes. You will also get used to hearing different accents and speaking styles, which will help you improve your listening and speaking skills. You don't need to wait until you are perfect. It's okay to make mistakes while speaking. Everyone makes mistakes, and that's how we learn. The important thing is to keep speaking and practicing. Each time you speak, you will learn new words, improve your pronunciation, and build your confidence. Some learners worry that they might not have enough time to practice, but you can start small. You don't need to spend hours practicing every day. Even practicing for 10 to 15 minutes each day is helpful. If you speak every day, you will improve over time. The key is consistency. Try to find small moments in your day when you can practice. For example, you can practice speaking while cooking, walking, or doing other activities. You can even practice in front of a mirror. A good way to challenge yourself is to join live speaking events. Some online events or language meetups allow you to speak for 1 to 2 minutes in front of a group. This is a great way to practice speaking under a little pressure. It can help you improve quickly because you have to speak without thinking too much. It helps you get used to speaking in front of others and improves your ability to organize your thoughts in English. If you feel nervous about speaking, remember that everyone feels nervous when they start. Even fluent speakers sometimes feel nervous when they speak. The key is to keep trying. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Over time, you will find it easier to speak English with others, and you will notice how much your skills improve. In addition to speaking with others, it's also helpful to listen to English. Listening helps you get used to how English sounds, how words are connected, and how sentences are formed. You can listen to podcasts, watch movies, or listen to music in English. This helps you improve your listening skills and gives you ideas for what to say when you are speaking. Another way to practice speaking is to use the words and phrases you learn in real-life situations. For example, if you are at a store, try speaking in English with the staff. If you are traveling, try to speak with locals in English. If you are working or studying, look for opportunities to use English in your daily life. This helps you practice in a natural setting and builds your confidence. When you are practicing speaking, it's important to be patient with yourself. You will not become fluent overnight, but each day of practice will bring you closer to your goal. Celebrate your progress, even if it's small. The more you practice, the better you will become. Speaking with others is a great way to improve your English. It helps you build confidence, learn new words, and practice your pronunciation. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes them, and they are part of the learning process. Find a speaking partner, join a group, or practice with your friends and family. The more you practice speaking, the more fluent you will become. So, take the next step and start speaking today. You will be amazed at how quickly you improve when you practice speaking with others regularly. Learning from real conversations is one of the best ways to improve your English. When you listen to real speech, you hear how people actually talk. This helps you understand pronunciation, sentence structure, and common expressions. Many learners focus only on grammar, but grammar alone does not help you speak fluently. Fluency comes from listening and speaking often. Real conversations are different from textbook English. In real life, people use contractions, slang, and casual phrases. If you only study textbook English, you might find it difficult to understand native speakers. A great way to learn from real conversations is by watching movies and TV shows in English. Choose something you enjoy and start watching with subtitles. Pay attention to how the characters speak. Listen to how they pronounce words and how they use different expressions. Try pausing and repeating short dialogues. This will help you practice pronunciation and speaking naturally. Another good way is to listen to native speakers. You can do this by watching interviews, podcasts, or YouTube videos. Try to copy their way of speaking. If they say a sentence, repeat it in the same way. This method is called shadowing. It helps you improve your pronunciation, rhythm, and fluency. If you don't have native speakers around you, use apps that help you practice real conversations. Some language learning apps have dialogues that you can listen to and repeat. Some even let you talk to AI chatbots that respond like real people. These apps help you practice common phrases used in daily life. One of my students learned English by watching his favorite TV show. He watched it every day, repeated the sentences, and even started speaking like the characters. At first, he didn't understand everything, but over time, he learned many new words and improved his pronunciation. He felt more confident speaking because he was learning from real conversations. You can also practice by listening to English conversations and answering questions. This method helps you think in English. Find a short conversation, listen to a question, and pause the audio. Then, try to answer as if you are part of the conversation. This helps you get used to responding naturally. If you don't have access to many English speakers, you can create your own conversation practice. Try writing a short dialogue between two people. Then, read it aloud, taking turns as each speaker. This will help you practice real-life conversations. Another helpful method is talking to yourself in English. Describe what you are doing or thinking. For example, if you are cooking, say, "I am making a sandwich. First, I take the bread. Now I add cheese." This simple exercise helps you practice speaking naturally. Practicing real conversations also helps with pronunciation. When you hear native speakers, you notice how they link words together. For example, instead of saying, "What are you doing?" many people say, "What you doing?" This is common in spoken English, and hearing these patterns helps you understand English better. Some learners feel nervous about speaking. They worry about making mistakes. But mistakes are part of the learning process. If you never practice speaking, you will never improve. Don't worry about being perfect. Just focus on communicating. Even if you make mistakes, people will still understand you. Try to have small conversations in English every day. You don't need a long discussion. Just start with simple exchanges. For example, greet someone in English, order food in English, or ask for directions in English. These small steps help you feel comfortable speaking. If you are learning alone, you can record yourself speaking. Choose a topic and talk for 1 or 2 minutes. Then, listen to your recording. Notice any mistakes or words you have trouble pronouncing. Over time, you will see improvement. Another great way to practice real conversations is by joining English-speaking groups online. Many websites and apps have communities where learners can chat and practice together. You can find a language partner and have regular conversations in English. Learning from real conversations makes English fun and natural. You will pick up new phrases, understand how people really speak, and gain confidence in your skills. The more you listen and practice, the better you will become. So, start today. Watch a short video, listen to a real conversation, and try repeating what you hear. Speak out loud and practice every day. Soon, you will feel more comfortable and fluent in English. Learning a new language should not feel like a boring task. If you enjoy the process, you will learn faster and stay motivated. Many people give up because they feel stressed or tired of studying. But if you make learning fun, it becomes easier and more exciting. There are many fun ways to practice English. One great way is by listening to English songs. Choose your favorite songs and try to sing along. This helps you improve pronunciation and learn new words naturally. If you don't understand the lyrics, look them up and try to follow along. Singing in English is a great way to practice speaking. Another fun method is playing word games. Games like Scrabble, crossword puzzles, or word search games help you learn new vocabulary in a fun way. You can also play games with friends where you describe a word without saying it, and they have to guess what it is. This helps with speaking and thinking in English. Watching comedy shows or funny videos in English is another great way to learn. When you laugh, you relax, and learning becomes easier. Many comedians speak clearly, and their jokes help you understand common phrases and expressions. If you don't understand everything, use subtitles and try to learn new words from the show. One of my students once told me that he didn't like studying English. He felt that learning was too difficult and boring. So I asked him, "What do you enjoy doing?" He said he loved football. I told him to watch football matches with English commentary. At first, he didn't understand much, but he kept watching. Soon he started learning football-related words and phrases. Over time, his English improved because he was learning in a way that he enjoyed. If you love movies, watch them in English. Start with subtitles in your language, then switch to English subtitles. And finally, watch without subtitles. This helps you improve listening skills and learn natural speech patterns. Reading books or comics in English is also a fun way to learn. Choose books that match your level, and don't worry about understanding every word. Focus on the main ideas and enjoy the story. If you like comic books, they are even better because pictures help you understand the meaning. If you enjoy social media, follow English-speaking influencers or bloggers. Watch their videos, read their posts, and try to comment in English. This way, you learn naturally while using the internet as you normally do. Another great way to have fun while learning is by changing your phone settings to English. This helps you see English words every day without extra effort. You will learn common words and phrases just by using your phone. Cooking is another fun way to practice English. Try following a recipe in English. Watch cooking videos and learn food-related vocabulary while making something delicious. Find what you love and use it to learn English. If you enjoy dancing, watch dance tutorials in English. If you love fashion, read fashion blogs in English. Connecting English with your hobbies makes learning more enjoyable. The most important thing is to have fun while learning. When you enjoy the process, you will stay motivated and improve faster. Don't think of English as something you must study. Instead, make it a part of your daily life in a fun way. The key to speaking English effortlessly is daily practice. Even if you only have 5 minutes a day, use that time to speak. Talk about your day, describe what you see, or repeat sentences from a book or video. The more you practice, the more comfortable you will feel. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Many learners stop speaking because they fear saying something wrong, but mistakes are a natural part of learning. Even native speakers make mistakes. The important thing is to keep going. Every mistake helps you learn and improve. Listening is just as important as speaking. Try to listen to English every day. Watch short videos, listen to songs, or follow simple podcasts. The more you listen, the better your pronunciation and understanding will be. Use simple words and sentences. You don't need difficult vocabulary to speak well. Focus on clear and easy sentences that help you express yourself. If you don't know a word, try to explain your idea in another way. Thinking in English will help you speak faster. Instead of translating in your mind, try to form thoughts directly in English. Start with simple things like naming objects around you. Then move to short sentences like, I am hungry, or it is a nice day. Over time, your brain will get used to thinking in English naturally. Find someone to practice with. Speaking with others helps you build confidence and improve your skills. If you don't have a partner, join an online language group or talk to yourself in the mirror. Even recording your voice and listening to it can help you improve. Most importantly, have fun while learning. If you enjoy the process, you will stay motivated. Watch movies, sing songs, play games, or read interesting books in English. Learning doesn't have to be boring. Make it a part of your daily life in a fun way. Fluency doesn't happen in one day, but with the right plan and daily practice, you will improve. Keep speaking, keep learning, and don't give up. Every small step brings you closer to effortless English speaking. Thank you for joining me today on English Mastery Hub. Remember, speaking English effortlessly is possible. Follow these steps, be consistent, and enjoy the journey. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to follow, share, and leave a comment. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep practicing and stay confident.